from out to the clanlands. We don't know how far up the chain the poison goes, so we will start at the source and trace our way down through these Sealy caves. We can't afford to miss anything."
Ares turned and glared at the insolent warrior, a lowlander named Baku. Don't you understand anything? He had half a mind to beat some respect into the idiot, but Maki had his own subtle way of dealing with these things. Several hunters returned his stare with hostile looks of their own. Pure-blooded fools. Around half the pack was new, replacing those who had died during the last Kratok hunt. Out of all of them, only Ares and Maki had a decent number of hunts under their belts. Maki had 5. He was once-blooded. Ares had 7, the magic number. He was thrice-blooded, having killed 3 queens, a record for this generation of hunters. The last queen he'd killed had been ancient, her eye teeth as long as his arms. He'd taken the teeth as his prize and had them fashioned into crevera by a revered old weaponsmith. Nothing was quite as sharp and strong and beautiful as a pair of Kratok fang blades. The very same crevera were now strapped to his back as he climbed the walls of the highfold, moving by feel more than sight. Ares didn't even need the Ancre's light, for he knew this ascent like the back of his hand, but he let it shine for the benefit of his brothers. They didn't have time to rescue any hunter who slipped off the icy path. The faint roar grew louder. "It's beyond the boulders!" Ares shouted, mindful of those who'd never been here before. "Follow me! Careful, the rocks are slippery here." A luminous blue mist rose from behind the massive rocks, which were nothing more than dark silhouettes. He hauled himself up the rocks, muscles straining, his bare hands protesting as they came into contact with the freezing stone. Ares climbed quickly, by feel more than sight. Moving through the ancient stone formations and crevices of the highfold was as natural to him as breathing. After all, this was his hunting ground. As he reached the top, a gust of warm air hit him in the face. Moving quickly, he turned and traversed a narrow path that led down to a flat embankment of smooth rock. Ares looked up at the waterfall as he waited for the others to catch up. As always, the source was a breathtaking sight. A torrent of heated spring water rising from some unknown place within the mountain and cascading down an impossibly sheer cliff. Steam rolled off it, lit up by the brilliant glow of luminescent blue algae. The waterfall disappeared into a giant hole in the rock, where became the underground riverway they called the Sealy Caves. When the snows melted, he wouldn't even be able to stand here. This place would turn into a raging torrent of water. As Maki and the others reached his side, Ares raised his arm and pointed at the waterfall. Strange green lights flickered behind the curtain of water, followed by a ripple of shadow. "See there?" he shouted, making sure they could read his lips in the glow of the Ancre light. "There's someone or something behind the waterfall." A deep cave extended behind the cascade. Ares had spent many a night there, taking advantage of the natural warmth that seeped through the rocks.
"Who dares?"
Maki hissed, his dark eyes narrowing in anger. The deep black ankara on his face accentuated his fearsome expression. "If they are the ones responsible for poisoning our waters, I will tear their eyeballs from their faces and rip out their tongues, so they have no choice but to walk blindly and mutely into the Underdark." A vicious smile curved Ares' lips as he contemplated his revenge.
"Hold, brother."
Maki put a hand on Ares' shoulder.
"Put a leash on that famous temper of yours. We don't know what we're dealing with." "Doesn't matter. I'll destroy them." "Now I remember why you don't work well with others, Ares Rai." "I'm just thinking like a hunter." "The absence of caution can get you killed. So can overthinking. I haven't survived 7 hunts by being scholarly." "Truth, but you are also unfairly gifted." "Merely shaped by Aethra's will, my lord." Several of the new warriors hissed as they witnessed Ares' familiarity with the pack leader, but Ares was beyond caring about formality and protocol. Maki might be a lord of the 2 clans, but he was also his friend. Ares dipped his head in a show of respect. "I will go first."